Hey guys, it's Davina and welcome to my channel where I like to share simple, healthy recipes and holistic wellness tips. All things that make you feel good and taste good. And today I have a treat for y'all. We'll be making a Matcha Tres Leches Cake. Yeah, Matcha Tres Leches. They're basically two of my favorite things just combined in one. So I'm really excited to share this one with y'all. It's gonna be, of course, as always, not always, but mostly I like to do gluten-free. It will be dairy-free, and it's actually also going to be completely vegan. And there is no refined sugar added to this recipe, so no one has an excuse and no one has to feel sad because everyone gets a bite of this cake. Yeah, we can have our cake and we can eat it too. You heard it. So let's get started on making this recipe. Okay, so we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. We're making this, we have to start this first because we have to let it set. And what we're doing is we're making a vegan flaxseed egg. So it has no eggs. I eat eggs, but not everyone does. And I wanna make sure we make a dessert where everyone can enjoy it because we all deserve to. So now that I have 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed, I'm going to be adding 6 tablespoons of agua. For those who don't speak Spanish, that means water. Okay, so we just mix that up. We set that aside. Okay, now that we have our flax egg setting aside, I'm gonna preheat the oven to 350 degrees. And we'll be making this recipe in a 9 by 13 inch pan. Yeah, this is family size, y'all. This is something you can bring to your next fiesta. We're gonna line the baking sheet with parchment paper. This box is so messed up. As you can see, I use parchment paper a lot. Okay. What I like to do is just cut the edges in, just picking the corners and cutting inward. It just helps it fit better. There we go. So we have our parchment lined baking sheet. Cool. I'm gonna do 2.5 cups of almond flour. Putting that in the stand mixer. Okay, so we're going to do 2.5 cups of almond flour. Put that in the stand mixer. One cup of gluten-free all-purpose flour. We'll do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Two teaspoons of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of sea salt, And then we're going to mix this up. These are all the dry, and then we're gonna mix this up. This is all the dry ingredients. Mix it for it so it's all combined. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of matcha powder. Blend that up. Okay, now we're moving on to the wet ingredients. Yes, nice and juicy. What you'll need is 1 cup of granulated monk fruit, 1 cup of plant milk, and I'm using the French vanilla nut pods creamer. I think it's really delicious. And then you're gonna add in a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. As you see, I'm getting ready to pour that in there. This is gonna help make the texture really moist and soft. Now you're going to add in that flax egg that we've been letting sit out. So we're gonna put that in there. Make sure you get every last bit of it. This is our binder. And add your coconut oil. Then we're going to mix in our vanilla extract. 2 teaspoons of that. Now we're gonna just mix this all up until it's well combined. Make sure you're using a whisk. Putting your manifestations in there, if you will. Just mixing up all your wishes. As we then pour the wet into the dry mix. And then turn that bad boy of a stand mixer on and let it mix. I like changing the speed from slow to high and then back to slow. But you want to be careful to not overmix it because then it'll change the texture. And we're doing gluten-free here, so we don't want it to get super dense. But if you do mix it for a while, no big deal. This is a Tres Leches cake, which means it's a really easy way to get good texture because it's just like soaking in milk all night. So okay, make sure you get every last bit of the cake batter on. And yeah, again, this cake batter is gluten-free, so it's gonna be quite thick. Now we're gonna take our pan and start putting the batter, and it's gonna be kind of sticky. That's okay, don't worry. Just try to get as much of the batter. I'm using a rubber, it's not really a rubber spatula, it's like a rubber spoonula. So I'm using that to just try to get every last bit of it. Don't be afraid to use your hands. It is going to be sticky. Be patient with this process, and be patient with, it's going to be like one of those sticky fingers, those sticky hands that you used to get from vending machines, like those quarter machines that were in grocery stores. It's going to kind of feel like that with a mix of Play-Doh. So just do that, just play with it and just be like an artist and start smoothing it out as best you can. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going a little rustic here, if you will. Yeah, just smooth it all out and just try to get it as even as possible. But again, it's like not the end of the world if it's not as smooth. I'm trying to make it as smooth as I can. So there we go. So I'm just gonna keep smoothing it out until I'm satisfied, or at least somewhat satisfied. I want to try to get all the corners in there and the edges.
now our cake is done. It's done baking, and we're gonna carefully flip it over. Yeah, flip that B. Okay, now we're gonna take a fork and start piercing all parts of the cake. This is really fun, and I find it to be quite therapeutic. So just keep piercing because it helps soak in all of the tres leche mixture. Now we're going to be using our mixture, which is going to be full fat coconut milk, the vanilla bean creamer. We're going to use evaporated oat milk. This nut pod creamer is so delicious. The French vanilla, it's the key to this recipe, honestly. And then some vanilla extract. 2 teaspoons going in there. Then we're going to mix it up until we get to pour this delicious creaminess onto our cake and make sure it gets bathed in this creamy, yummy mixture. So just try to get the whole top part and just allow it to all soak in. This is the exciting part. This is what's making it Tres Leches cake, and it's gonna be so spongy and delicious and moist. So yeah, you don't wanna skip out on this. You wanna make sure you have the right amount of the mixture in there. And then I'm piercing it a little bit just to ensure that, the milk gets all in there in that cake. And then once you feel satisfied with the amount of pokes that you've done, you're gonna now wrap it up using this plastic wrap, but you can use whatever it is that you have. If you have those like beeswax ones, I don't even know if they make those beeswax covers in rectangular shapes, but if they don't, they should. I'm just using this, and then we're going to store it in the fridge overnight.
Early the next morning.
Okay guys, so it's the next day. It's today. Today is today. And have this beautiful tres leche cake that's been soaking in the fridge overnight. So what I'm gonna do is you can see that. First, I think I can get about. Ooh, wow. Okay, I just have to try it first. Yum, yum, yum. Damn, this is good. Yes, this tres leche came out so good. Such an amazing texture. Okay. This way. This way. Cut this way. Okay, amazing. Alright, I'm also gonna cut the tops of they're not that cute. Okay, make it cute. Carefully, very mindfully, lovingly. Okay, do like pieces at a time. Okay, so now we're gonna make the coconut whipping. We're gonna make like the coconut whip that's on top. So what we'll need is 1 can of coconut cream, which I let chill overnight. Now we'll also have some powdered monk fruit. I have some vanilla, and some matcha powder. Okay, we're gonna open up the mixer, and we're gonna only just put the fatty part of the cream in here. So all the liquid that's usually at the bottom, we want to try to avoid. Like all that water, we just want the cream, that good stuff, you know what I mean? So just getting the cream in there. I love coconut cream so much. It's so delicious. It's that good, the good fats. That's what we're looking for. Okay, sweet. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. I'm just gonna whisk this up. Now I'm gonna start adding a Matcha Tres Leches Cake, and I'm about to take the first bite. Wow, it just melts in your mouth. It's like a cloud, like a beautiful matcha cloud just floating in your mouth. Delicious. I love it. It's so good. Give it a try. Design it as you'd like. Play around with the frosting. I like doing it sometimes without matcha so that there's a bit of a contrast. But yeah, play with it, have fun with it. And if you like this recipe, then please hit the subscribe button and follow along and keep in touch. There are more simple, healthy recipes and wellness tips. There's more to come. So, all right, thanks guys. Much love. I'm gonna enjoy this.